Welcome back. It's map number 2 in this head-to-head matchup. 3 points on the board already for North, of course. And now we move on to Inferno, a classic map, normal middle ground for every single team, and everyone can play it. And Optic looked like they were coming back into that one. I was impressed with their tenacity. They didn't give up, even after losing both pistols. Even in the second half, they came back and made it a very exciting and close game. I feel like they have the potential to get some points on the board here. This one's going to go all the way as well, surely, James.
I think we spoke a lot about Cajun B, but I feel like Config is going to be the factor on Inferno. He's performing every single match, and he's looking very good at the moment. I think he will be. I think he's going to win in this match for his team.
Well, Daniel, your thoughts quickly. The game's about to go live. Who's going to take this?
Which map is it again?
Inferno.
Inferno.
You need to be right in every 5 seconds.
I think that this will definitely be North one.
Okay, nice. Yeah. North are great on Inferno, especially towards their CT side. I think they've got one of the best setups. Yeah. We'll see what they can do, though. As we get into it, it will be a CT start for Optic. Might have done 4 damage.
So much damage.
That's actually kind of mad, isn't it? Oh, Nico will get caught up in the crossfire. The decoy helping out a little bit at the start. But there we go, all 4 and 4.
That actually means that if he gets headshot at a range, which is long enough to not one-shot you with a Glock, he'll actually die because of that damage.
Yeah.
I thought the most it could do was 2. Makes me wonder if it's a lack of helmet or something. I don't know. If any of you nerds know, tweet me.
Hidden changes.
Let me know. Cajun B coming up the rear with the gear. And Config, he won't be the hero in the pistol round at the very least. I like this. They've got time, so they're going to use the numbers to take Yugi out of play. Now, they know KGB wasn't Banana, but that's quite the run to go to C2 spawn and make your way towards the A site. He has walked in, so it will be a guessing game. He could peek from Banana. He could be here as well. He could be in the pool. And he could just find both kills. Oh my god. There's one. Oh, the 180 from Cadian. The coffin will save him, ironically. And he's off. He's off!
And they're off.
1 versus 1. Cajun B. Little information as to what's going on, but he's made the right gamble here. 20 seconds remain. He's going to be in library and can potentially spot the terrorists crossing over. Going to hear the bomb being planted at least. That'll be his cue to get closer and closer towards the site. I'm not sure if he saw it. It looks like he almost definitely did going towards quad. We'll use that intel. Can't go for the full defuse really, but can touch the bomb at least. Cadian needs to be incredibly careful here. Oh, Cajun. Oh, wow. That's really, really well played. He touches the bomb, baits him in towards the end of the apartments. Cadian made the educated decision not to go for the challenge. Likely he didn't have the kit. And Cajun B gets up there, preempts that, takes him down. Fantastic round from him. All the kills and a good CT start from Optic. Finally, they get a pistol on the board. They got 0 on train. So a close round could have gone either way. That's the damage. 4 done by a decoy in the face. I didn't know he could do that much either. That's kind of fun.
I really do wonder if it's a lack of helmet.
It must be. It must have landed in his head hitbox, and you know, helmet there.
But it did armor damage as well.
Yeah.
A lot of armor damage.
That's weird.
It's funny because if it is like hidden changer, it reminded me of like in the Street Fighter days, like you have this competitive fighting game, and Capcom would just have hidden changes.
Really?
So they would have hidden balance changes. Yeah. So they would change stuff that's really important about the characters, and no one could know. You just have to like figure it out somehow. Do you remember those good days, James?
I'm not sure if it was deliberate though. I'm not convinced.
What's that? Oh,
the lack of log. Maybe sometimes, I don't know. But we have North forcing it up. Forcing the issue, at least. So far, so good. Inferno bringing out the force buys. And now what for Optic? They've got flashbangs, they've got a molly. They've got a smoke for Banana. They've got nobody Banana. They can smoke it off from a bench position. Ding dong, there goes Nico. Cajun B hasn't deployed a smoke, maybe saving it for the bomb, although he doesn't have a kit, neither does Yugi. So what is the solution now? Smoke on the bomb. You cannot expect a 10-second defuse. Surely not. Surely not. Someone's got to get on the bomb. I'm really tongue-tied today. What is going on?
They got a kit, though.
Oh, they found one. Oh, the transfer is good. Boom, everyone will die.
Don't think there was time regardless. It was still 3 seconds and then when he killed him. But good effort. Bit for fumble to try and get that defuse going, but still. Easy, what the hell was that? Hold on, what happened here? He fired off one bullet, did a 90-degree turn.
Fade away, who do you think he is?
Wow. Okay.
What?
Why did he flick away though?
I
Weird.
think he just fired off one shot and maybe he was...
He's styling.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
looking
know.
for the YouTube, looking for content.
That's so weird. Cue the conspiracy theories. Oh. Nico with the 5-7. Get out of my apartments. Perhaps not the best ideas to try to shake the apartments unless you have significant grenades. That said, the walls are so thin that you can pretty much spray all those positions as well before facing them. And North will go for the classic wrap onto the A site. Really good anti-eco strat. Rotation will hit them in the behind, but they are more than prepared. Kirby, that classic shaky A.
Well then, North are off to the races. It looks like it have to be another eco here for Optic. 2-1. Their T side was fantastic on train. So was Optics though. Had a rough start here for them. CZs, PD50s, that's about it. No armor, no nades, no kits. And a 5-man, making 4-man stack towards A. Just confidently play the B side.
Optic being active. Concentrating the forces of these pistols. Not ideal for the situation. Could be sprayed. But I don't think it's so likely. Seems they're continuing and they'll soon meet Valde. Or they just hold a tight angle there. Nope. They're on the way. Very quietly indeed. Grenades being offered towards Arch. Oh, hold on a second. Seen a badger in the grass. That's one player. Did he hear two, perhaps? Wondering now. Oh, another one. They'll double peek him. So they've got some idea as to what is going on towards the A site. That will take the attention away from North. Not pushing into B just yet. But I think that should be the focus at this point. 2 players spotted around A. Means maximum 2 plays on B. Take the B bomb site and you're good to go. Cadian protecting the AK. Smart stuff from him. And now they're heading towards the A site, expecting a rotation towards B. Not a bad idea. An Optic are on their way.
Ooh, not bad. Agent B at least gets a gun to take away. I don't think he'll go for the round considering his HP. Bomb planted with 20 seconds to spare. Config still on the USP. He'll see what's available to him. Makes his way towards quads. Molotov from the round pretty much. Not much he could do with it anyway. So indeed, Cajun will save his AK. He's far back. Always beneficial to have that weapon on the CT side, of course, so keep hold of it. So conflict spotted, down he goes. That will be all of the interesting points of the round over. So
I think there are some fun situations. Once Cajun B picks up this AK, if he's not on 4 HP, if he's got a lot more HP, where you have a dilemma when you've got 3 people left on North. Do you send somebody apps to try and take the AK away to stop him running away with the AK? If so, and he doesn't run away, then he's got a 1 versus 2 with the high ground advantage, where sometimes the round is going to be won.
Sometimes. But, yeah, like I said, didn't have the HP to even think about it. So Cajun with the full buy here. Drops over weaponry as well. Yuki's got the AWP. 3 players are at helmets, but it won't matter with a full array of AKs here, luckily for them. So 3-1 North. Starting to run away a bit once again after losing the pistol. It's 3 in a row. CTs will challenge Banana. That's config and snappy, of course. Just the AWP Yugi towards middle right now, holding Arch, but smoked off. We'll have to fall back to more defensive position.
Creep in balcony, 4 players. It's a pretty big investment. Double or 2-man setup here in the pits and balcony. So looking quite good actually from Optic. KGB drops off. He actually doesn't get as much as you think. Nor does Nico or Yugi. In fact, everybody just gets bodied. That's crazy.
Wow.
That was really efficient from North. I say that, but Valde and Kirby got dinked, so this one was very close. Wow. This was actually such a close round. But alas, Optic will start things pretty much as they started on train. Just getting really really wrecked on that CT side. And you were saying that you were liking North CT side of Inferno, and I think Inferno is a map where you can find more consistency than Train a lot of the time. So definitely, you know, if North are to have such a strong half as they were on the first map, does not bode well for Optic. We're not seeing too many Kriegs today.
Kriegs?
Kriegs.
Kriegs.
You think okay, never mind.
I thought you meant like in the door or something.
Oh,
yeah,
no, Kriegs. I know that maybe that is kind of the random sort of thing. Maybe I would randomly say. But,
yes.
But
You've been king of the random, I think, this week. Not even me.
Oh, the only rifle available here. We'll get one, maybe a second. They don't want to challenge us too hard by the looks of things. I thought Snappy would be punished, but they're just going to fall back and enjoy the 4-on-4. They know the rifle's there at least, right? So that's fine. There's only one rifle available, but this smoke play coming in, that's going to be Yugi. He might have the perfect position to shut this down, but they're still looking towards his position. But they'll have no idea he's in the smoke. That doesn't really capitalize upon it. That was a chance to do some damage, but it does take the attention away at least. They have an advantage here, at least in the manpower. But here comes AZ, presumably going to shut this kill down, no problem at all. And will they even go for this now? They might just save the 2 rifles they've got, and indeed they will. So nice attempt. Made it uncomfortable, but wasn't quite enough to win the round. They'll have decent money going forward with maximum loss bonus and 2 saved weapons, so the AWP will certainly be out.
I'm surprised Snappy survived in that corner where you can see the floor charred from the Molotov. There is pretty much a perfect molly you can throw. Normally, well, with the window on the wall, at top banana, to the right of the window you throw a flash which lands behind the sandbags. But to the far right, where the wall starts to get yellow, is where you throw the Molotov to bounce it so it clears all of sandbags and that corner. So just the wall to the left on none of those angles. It's where you throw the molly. But we'll see it later. I can point it out as the T's move up banana. Good grenades to know. Yeah, many a time I've been caught by a CT far in that corner after the Molotov, so I actually saw a perfect one thrown recently. Check the demo. Now my mollies are on point. On the exact point. Some jump peeking to see if the T's have advanced. The HE grenade will be, well, everything will be avoided at this point. Config just 2 HP. Taken away. And North look to clear out the apartment. I'm sure they'll return to banana later. Still Molotovs down on banana. Another exchange of grenades. And the CTs will have to give it up.
Well, decent map control. 2 smokes still remain. 4 north here, the AWP. The precipice of the bomb site as well. Of course, that's Cade. CT right now, boosting a player up towards new boxes as Cade probes towards middle. He is not alone right now. He has got Valdo close by towards second middle. But his objective at this point is just to sell enough and keep the CTs on this side of the map, which is doing well so far. Still the standard 2 here. Both of them playing new boxes. See that setup. One on top, one beneath. And KRB will put himself up there, spot the player. Don't get the double kill, but they know exactly where config is now. So they'll fall back. Gade will not check up. So that's going to be a guaranteed kill for Cajun B. And they'll continue to have a 4-on-3 here. 20 seconds remain. North under a terrible amount of pressure to get towards the site. There's so much utility in their way. I think there's enough time.
Yeah, can't quite make it in.
Save.
You hate to see those ones. But well played to Optic, just keeping them at arm's reach and just using that utility to maximum effect. They're going to survive with 4 players unless... Yep, looks like they'll survive with 4. That's a big result. And a really good way to get themselves back into this game. But again, unlike the first map, they need to show that they can string rounds together on this CT side. Now that they found some semblance of success. And the double orbs can definitely help to keep things consistent if they know how to play them well. And I don't think there's any reason to doubt them. But I think a lot of this does come down to that, the war that's waged on banana as well. So we'll see how that goes. Caden can go forwards. That smoke has a bit of a gap. Cadian. If the Molotov actually did land on someone, he can wallbang them if they were retreating from it. It's an opening kill for Gate.
And towards Boiler as well. Valuable one to get. Double AWP set up for the first time on Optic. Yugi and Snappy. When Yugi was benched in Heroic due to personal issues, it was Snappy that picked up all the responsibilities. It was actually pretty decent. As we'll see the commitment towards the A side now. Gate opening things up. Such a fantastic player. Always good for a couple of kills as he delivers 2 more here. Make it 3, 4 in total for the round. He's looking for the ace as Snappy will have the AWP so far removed. And that's a drastic reset as well. They will have enough to buy if they save the AWP, however, but that's quite the if. 5-on-1, Snappy holding towards B. If he goes any further, surely. Oh no. Cadian looks away for a split second and down he goes. But look, here comes the cavalry from B. Hello.
We are surrounded. They'll make it expensive though.
Worth though. Definitely worth. I could still buy with the 6k on Yugi. That's all the kills from.
Have Optic actually won any consecutive rounds on the CT side across both maps at this point?
No, they only got 3 before, and they were all very spread out in the first half.
Wow.
Are we going to see a repeat of this in a second though? That is a question.
That is the question.
But there's still, I mean, there's a lot more CS to play in this first one.
Yep. They can still bring back 9-6. That's quite a big if considering Rico now.
Yeah. Nico's picks up a taser. Looking for close quarters engagement. Yugi's doing some nice damage. He's only 1 bullet away. There we go. Now staying the welcome, and then here comes a taser. Surely, oh! If he had more health, he lost some earlier, maybe getting in position as a wallbang, but whatever. 4 players alive for North as Snappy tries to get something out of this 5-7. 1 kill would be fine. They've got one already. Ooh, a fake, just in case. 5-7, $500. Diffuse kit, $400. Who knows? I doubt he'd get away with it. They're being very careful, North. Only leaving 2 players on the B bomb site now. Still faking, trying to draw him out. He's got to be somewhere. Where does it make sense that he could be?
Oh, he's in ruins, just holding up for that 1 kill. That's all he wants. He can wait all day. 5 available next round. Yugi gonna have quite the haul of cash. $8,000 available to the next round. Here's the attempt. Will he get anything? No, he will not. Yugi, significant cash. He can even drop an AK if he, or an M4 if I guess he really wanted to. Doesn't have to though. And it will be the AWP deployed. And here comes the rest of the buy. Any compromises anywhere? Snappy on 4k. Not ideal. He goes to the UMP. The C has a bit of utility, which is very, very important in Inferno. So that's fine.
Yugi with the peek. Goes to the blind shot with the lineup, but doesn't make it happen. And now the delayed push comes in onto Banana, now that everything is smoked off. And they could just run a set piece straight into the bomb site. There's this window of timing right now where Optic is, there's still smokes up, and Optic don't want to play for information yet. And so there's no rotation, it's just these 2 people on B, and indeed they'll hit this timing. Yugi gets 1, but he's traded out, and now down to Config. He tries to stay alive with the flashbang and able to hold construction. But AC jumping around the corner there, spraying for his life.
Retake attempt. That looks like a very nice HE grenade from Nico.
Juicy.
It will need to be followed up with more. There's another HE. There's a Molotov, if they can find the angles. This, I presume, is a smoke for the Banana position. We'll get there eventually. But the trade's going in favour of North. 2 versus 2 now. KRB in the pit. Got a good angle. That's a big frag from Config. So little time. Creating space once again. Got to get on it. It's a long run through these smokes for Cadian. Got to be careful with his bullets. Down to 7. He'll force Config off of it, and that will be the round for North.
And he survives. Nice work.
Seems to be some confusion from Optic on how to throw the smoke on Banana on the retake.
I think the reason he did that, he had a player right in front of him who just probably called, I'm smoking it anyway. You can just obviously just chuck it in, bounce off the wall. So maybe he's just saving it for a future deployment. If they got close to it, use it for the bomb perhaps. I don't know. But yes, it was definitely a bit of apprehension perhaps. But another full eco, 8-2 downs. Very similar scenes to train.
So saw at the end there, Cadian, he looked towards the bomb. It's not. How long has that not been a thing for? Because I do that sometimes still as well.
Oh yeah, that's not a thing in CSGO. But if you look towards a bomb in the source engine in CSS, and he was a source player, he took less damage. But it doesn't do a thing in CSGO. It just happens.
Wasn't it like that though in CSGO for like a year or two?
No, never. I think.
It's just a hangover from previous games.
Wow. Because I still do that as well.
Yeah, there's nothing for you in CSGO. I do it as well, just in case.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, just
you never know.
Yeah.
I did it for the longest time, but once I had it doubly confirmed, then I just gave up. Because actually, I imagine if you're doing a 180 to face the bomb, you're probably slowing yourself down. You could get that ever so slightly more forward.
To be
anyway.
fair, even if that was the case, it doesn't make any sense, does it? If you look at an explosion, that's you making your main area very exposed, your sensitive areas. You turn your back, surely that's going to take less damage.
Yeah.
But there you go. Computer games.
Don't want to burn your valuables. No one minds if the arse is burnt.
No, exactly. It's nice and thick. Especially in some cases. There we go, 9-2. And we'll have another buy and a tactical timeout for Optic. 5k per player pretty much. And they are getting wrecked. They won pistol as well, remember? This is one gun round they've had so far, then a full reset to lose 4 more. What can they do? They're going to need a 10-5 at this point. Discussing their options. No buys yet. Timeout over. Nothing purchased. And there we go. AWP for Yugi. Will they go for a second one? I doubt it, considering they only got about $5,000. M4's out again. Config 2 and 9. Great at the fragging department before on train. Nico, another star player, 4 and 10. Yugi need to see a bit more from that AWP as well. They're going to send 4 players on the B side of the map here. They want to contest it. They want to challenge for the frag. So far, equal trades, and Snappy might be compromised too. Needs to be very careful as he stays towards sandbags as well. Molotov's coming in his position. Yugi taking a lot of damage for this confrontation. And it's still a 4 and 4, but the HP advantage, and indeed just the map in general, lies with North. 4 and 4 does not bode well for CTs.
Back to Banana. And the CTs have given it up because they don't have any utility to hold it anymore, so it's a smart move from North. As Vada goes for the single attempt or single sort of lurk towards that B bomb side. With a full nade set, you can be quite annoying from that balcony position.
There's only one player at B right now. That's Snappy with an M4 and a flash. So he needs to hope that he gets a free kill here. No one trades him out. Not going to happen though, Cadian. Great reply. Bomb's going to be planted now. He'll actually boost up in CT, so he might have a huge advantage here. CT's actually going to save again. They're not going for it. They've got no kits. Oh, it's so gutting for them.
So brutal, yeah. And it's such a valiant comeback on the first map. I mean, I was hoping that Optic would have more sort of spirits going into this one. Spirit's not the right word, but sort of, well, just better results, I suppose. Just be a bit more fired up. But North, I mean, this is the thing, is that this map is really interesting when you see teams that are very well prepared and have very, like, you know, and have good calling, good T sides. It's really interesting to watch. I think one of the game that really epitomizes that for me is still that Team Liquid versus Astralis Inferno game from the major in the best of ones, where Team Liquid had like a fully prepared T side. It was for Astralis, like the hardest team to prepare for in the game, and they get a 13-2 half, I think it was. Astralis still pull it back because they're also godlike on the T side of Inferno, but it was all about just like very smart decisions and calls, which is so difficult. So it's just fascinating to watch a team that's doing it well. The Banana is always an area of the map that you want to have, and it makes it more interesting. You know, there were days where Banana didn't have as many nades getting thrown at it, and that was less fun, I think.
It was before the sequence of the incendiaries on the CT side. That's when it became like a tug of war with the utility, like who could come out on top, who could extinguish and get the timings right of the fire and get closer and closer to their opponents and bleed them out. It's definitely one of the most interesting battles we have in the game in terms of grenades. But there we go, mid control granted to North this time. They're just going to walk through smoke as well. That's so brave. Nico gets hit by the orb through the wall. Still see the grenades being deployed. Cajun B trying to respond now. Suspects a player made his way through, and this is looking so good for Optic. Surely they convert this one. They're 10-2 down, but AZ will pull a frag back. Not for long. 4 versus 2. AZ and Valda with no grenades. And unless AZ finds multiple kills now, this one should be a lock-in.
Bicycle, OP. That's a nice tap from both players, but Valda has the AK. However, he does not have position anymore. Almost a guaranteed trade frag. Surely, what on earth was that? Man is so smart.
Well, this actually becomes quite interesting. The position of Sneaker, well responded, knowing he didn't have much time, had to come back towards there with the bomb in its position. So Valda makes it expensive at least. If they can get a reset here, this will be a 12-3 half. There'll be no money left.
Dan, you did an interview with Valde.
Yes.
How smart is he?
He's a very smart guy. He takes himself very seriously. He's a absolute professional when it comes to Counter-Strike. He's also very much a thinker as well. He doesn't just sort of copy everybody. He has a very intelligent approach, and he thinks and breathes Counter-Strike. He's always very good to listen to. If you ever hear anything, if you ever hear Valda do any interview, just read it or listen to it. You'll learn something interesting. Now it's time for the Banana shenanigans again, and this time Optic do give it up a bit more easily. They hold on to more utility. There comes a flashbang though to try to see if they can do some damage, and wow, come away with a frag. That's great.
Well then, I feel like that last round was pretty fast-paced, fast-moving. Key information around Arch, spotting that player walking through the smoke. Now North find themselves with 4 players, but they have possession of Banana, they have possession of top mid, and Optic will not be checking either anytime soon. You see the boost in the B bomb site. There's 1 Molotov on Valde, but he's over towards A, so second oranges won't be burning anytime soon. So what do North choose to do? They can still abuse, even though they're a man down, they can still abuse numbers towards A site if they pick the right site. Right now we're looking at a 3 versus 2.5 on the A bomb site. Not sure if Yugi would have heard those footsteps in mid, but KGB's in the middle of CT spawn, so 3 versus 2 works out pretty well.
These shots are incredible. North running away with it once again. That is the reset. They can't even justify going for this one. They need these 2 rifles towards the end. Great work from Kiali, especially that shot he got was absolutely brutal. Cadian brave enough to hold Banana by himself, close range as well. Catches the rotating player pushing towards the bottom of B. And it's Cajun and Convict to survive. So they'll be taking over an AK, an M4, a flashbang and some defuse kits. You can see they won't be able to drop much. They're going to get $1,400 on top of what they currently have. Highest roller is Snappy on 1,800, so he'll barely be able to afford anything substantial. Nico, nothing. Yugi, nothing. Cajun B might as well be nothing. Can drop an MP5 or a UMP.
No consecutive CT rounds won in 2 maps so far for Optic. That's pretty wild.
So does Cajun drop the UMP? Indeed he does. Has to get himself a bit of utility. Yugi will be on a scout. Dropped by Config. So it's really not looking good for the final round.
What is the name of that knife? There are 4 words. The last 2 are nuts off. Don't know what the first 2 were. But anyway, it'll be a nice trade there in favour of Optic. I did say Config would be the one to win this for Optic, but he'll have a lot of work to do in the second half, regardless of what happens here. Last round of the first half. They are a man to the goods. Now 3 players alive. It makes it harder for North to abuse the numbers that they have on one of the two sides. They can't really have a lurker anymore. 3v3 will help things though. KGB slowly walking back. Maybe doesn't want to reveal that there's a second player here. Give him a false sense of security. Gade moonwalking. Won't be allowed to do that. Cajun B delivering the second frag, and he's good for the third one as well. Marvelous stuff from him. 4 rounds only for Optic.
On the CT side again, if that was T side, I'd say, sure, it's recoverable, but I said the same thing about Train. So I'm going to hold judgment until we're 5 rounds in. Dan, that's the rule, right, in the prediction game. Wait till we're 5 rounds in, and then we can make our judgment from there. Pistol, even though Optic lost it in the first map in the second half, they still came back, so maybe that isn't the be-all and end-all anymore. As we'll see a CZ for AZ, pretty standard apart from that on both sides. Config with the 1 smoke. There is a PT50 available for him as well. That's a really nice buy. I'm running that recently. Get the smoke, PT50, flashbang combo, a bit of extra firepower, some utility for your team. And his Gade defend towards middle. There's 2 players in Boiler. I like that.
Saw you boosting in Boiler yesterday.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't get any kills from it, but it was a nice idea.
All right then, showing presence. Config will go down for free. Oh, the CZ. AZ manages to fall back as well, gets his reload game on. The CTs are streaming in everywhere. Gade not going to win that duel, but he's still alive. And now Optic are in a bit of a pickle because they don't have position anywhere. CTs pretty much have complete information. They're all stuck on Banana. Now Valde can't flank too quickly, although they're pushing the sights, and now he can. Otherwise, he is playing containment. Spotting Yugi. Going for a wide peek, shot through the wall in the head, and dead. Jumped away, but it was too late. That's a nice one. And now we're in a 2 versus 1. Snappy alone. It's a big headshot from him. Needs another one. He's only got 28 HP, but where is Gade? Walking at the front of the site. I think he made a footstep, and there it is. Another one for Snappy, 2 for him. And Optic win a much-needed pistol. Plenty of pressure, but they prevail.
Great round from Optic. Came right down to the wire. I feel like the penultimate CT could have waited for the teammate a little bit better. Just rushing in and made it 2 separate 1-on-1s instead of singular 2-on-1, which would have been obviously much more beneficial. The bomb wasn't too far gone, wasn't too much pressure to do that, but left Gade in a compromised position. The CT's forced by in the second round. Remember on Inferno, we're seeing more and more of that. I think it's very map dependent, and you kind of have to gauge on the situation as well. Considering North's healthy lead, I would say maybe wasn't worth it, but still it's fine. And we'll see CZ's Deagles. A few smokes, maybe 4 actually. No kits, but they are gunning for this round. Let's see if they can do it. Up against 3 AKs and 2 SMGs. Gonna have to see those Deagle headshots connect.
Flashing up. Control a Banana. Will they just walk in though? Little do they know so far that the stack is on A. AZ's job is to slow things down here towards B. And his teammates, the problem here is they can't really rotate, because if it is all a fake, then they get caught out of position. Maybe they arrive there too late anyway if AZ does just get run over. So might as well just hold and pray that this is actually what happens. And they try to run back to A after the pressure on B. So this might work out very well, because Optic, are they giving themselves time to go back to B with the bomb if it goes sour? I don't think they are. So
this is actually...
This is going to work out for...
A nade as well. Oh, that does so much damage. They have to commit at this point, and the smoke's being deployed, but Gade protects himself. Does it, so he gets a nice little one-way. The kills are starting to roll in now. CT's ready to strike. It's Cadian with a double. Gade will do some damage as well, but it looks like they might have weathered the storm. Not quite 5 seconds. He can't plant anymore. All they have to do is stay alive at this point. Cajun can't win the round. It's all done, and North steal it away. Will he go in for the denial of the cash as well? Jump, AZ. Jump!
Jump, boy.
The funny thing there is that this happens a lot actually, is that teams are unwilling to sacrifice like one player, like the guy with the Mac-10 for example. They're unwilling to sacrifice him to find out what is actually happening on a bomb site. Ooh. And for example, like if you just get somebody to throw a flash in for the guy with the Mac-10 just to get him a bit further, he's probably going to get all the info.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal if you give him up, because if he's called 4 players are there, or at least 3, not only like you got that information, you can react to it and have time to react. giving away the Mac 10 against armored players doesn't really mean that much. He can't find long-range kills, but the Deagle certainly can, as there's 2 coming in for Optic there. This was looking so good for the CTs, but they're maybe too aggressive at this point. It's now a 5 versus 3. They do some damage towards the terrorist forces, but this round is wide open. We'll see Nico patrolling towards CT spawn at this point, but it looks like Gade will be hot on his heels. He'll be able to get the kill here. Did he even spot him? Gade is right in front of you. There it is. Will he get the frag? He thought he had it. No!
This is turning into absolute madness. Valde, his reload will surely be heard by Yugi, and he will peek out and punish him. And that's an AK to be collected now. So what in the blazers has happened to this round? All these players have Kevlar at the very least. So AZ's work here is going to be really difficult. Don't know if he rung the bell of Yugi there. Ooh, we've got a fancy pop flash backwards. No, Dan knows that one.
Keep it flash.
There we go. Now, do you save the AK? 1 versus 3. What more can you expect to do, really? Crikey, what is going on in this game?
That was mad. Gade spotted him, it obviously didn't register in his brain, and then thought he killed him, looks away on the guaranteed kill, and goes down. AZ will not survive, and that's a reset right back. We are going the distance here, boys.
Yeah, they enjoyed the luxury of 2nd round loss bonus, but now they're back to 1st.
Yes.
1 step forward and 2 steps back, I think definitely is the case here.
Absolutely. Can't even... Well, I guess they get 20... No, they get 1900 next round. Cadian won't be able to buy next.
They're in the bin.
Yeah, they might as well force, which Cadian does. About to say, they might as well have just got everything, because otherwise you double eco anyway. So, there we have it. It will be CZ Eagles. Nades deployed. Snappy to open things up. Doesn't look like much to be done here at all. AZ probably gets 1. That's presumably traded out. That's the way you want to do it. Don't let them reset. And it's a 4-on-2. Very quick round coming in here by the looks of things. Might as well continue towards B, but not everyone's there, so I doubt we'll see a full engagement here.
(5-7) CZ remain. Optic at half the score for now. Can they catch up once again? Config on 8 kills at the moment. Half of KGB, so he's got some catching up to do himself. I did say all eyes on him, but KGB is, of course, being awesome as well. How does Gate get away with that? He doesn't. KGB will be the executioner. And that should be the round. Don't know if there's anything for Cadian to scavenge at this point. You can see, well, I guess I've got to wait about 40 seconds.
Well, he's got armor, right? And a CZ and a smoke, so it's not the worst save in the world. But yes, I was hoping to find something at least. So there we have it, Optic. Weather the storm of the force buy from North. Not really much to report. A couple of kills, sure, but a very comfortable finish from Optic, to be honest. Yugi with 2 of those kills, Snappy with the 3rd. And they'll all just have a cuddle in the pit. And survive. You can see you have to have 100 HP to really justify that. Anything beneath 90, you're pretty much going to die. So an eco on the menu. We go further once again after another 12-3. Oh, sorry, 11-4 half. So.
What else is on the menu, Henry?
Headshots.
What is this?
Chunks of death. Keyboards. Shoes.
Soup du jour.
And jam.
Nice.
I looked at the jam today.
Okay.
And I said to myself, no.
Not bringing it.
Optic, try and hold on to these.
You cool, man?
Jay's using a voice.
It's not a good start
voice
for me
changer.
Today,
Yeah, voice changer.
got a voice changer and face it.
It's alright, bro. Wasn't an important round. Could have been awkward if that was a big clutch, but we're fine.
You're looking to get into casting. I think I'm one of our... I think Jake's on the way out right now.
I'm back, I'm back.
He's back, okay.
Solid gulp of water.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Was
Nice.
it cold water, James?
Yeah,
I've left it out for a while to slightly warm up.
Okay. That could be a problem. Voice goes wrong, then an asthma attack. It just falls apart. But there we go. Nothing to really report now, man. Just 1 kill. This is the one, though. North actually feels like they're not going to pull this one off. They actually feel like they're slipping away again in a very similar fashion.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be like the same map. I think they're going to take this round, close it out,
Okay.
It's going to be hunky-dory for North.
I actually politely disagree.
You politely disagree.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like Optic look too powerful right now.
politely wish you just shut up.
Not that, I don't think that can be polite.
Nice.
But that's, I respect
Politest way
the
possible.
sentiment.
Shut up.
There we go.
Molly number 4. Molly number 5. The sandwich.
Oh, they are looking rattled down that.
Toasty.
They had a hate cheese for a potential gap between the mollies as well, but not for the tree position. Quite the exchange. Very expensive. Plenty of money was spent, and here we are. 3 towards B for the boost.
Jolly good.
While they will rotate, they are expectant, and Optic, it seems, will not disappoint them.
This is looking likely to be the B execution. Only one. Oh, they actually are falling back, so they're just going to throw in some smokes and keep 4 players on that side of the map. This is why Cadian has to go hunting. He's like, boys, we need to find out what's going on here. We have no intel. And that's going to cause a rotation. Cadian's like saying, get the hell out of here. There's no one here. Leave me alone. And they might be there in time, you know. It looks like they've recovered at least. Good smokes deployed. That will at least allow them to get back into position.
It unlocks Gade too. He can move forward. Oh, he spots the shadow around the side of that smoke. That's such a big deal. And now it's all falling apart, isn't it? Gade has to go forwards though. Knows that he's going to get flanked from balcony. And he has to just press W.
What? How has this happened?
See you later.
That's crazy.
Day.
That's so bizarre. Optic left so much time between the fake on B and the actual execute on A. There was so much time to get the info. And the rotation, they get the multi-frags around this smoke on short. I think the reloads, jumping into the choke point was a bit brazen. The smoke was dissipating as well. Maybe pull the pistol out and hope for the best, but how on earth did they just lose that round? I can't compute.
They got the first 2 kills as well. They had all the information of the fake. Still, Yugi looking powerful.
Kind of lost the round top mids.
Yes.
When, oh god, tunnel vision maybe, especially after those 2 frags. That is very strange. Well then, back on the pistols for North. No smoke, sorry, no flashbangs, just the, well, 1 smoke grenade now on Gade, who is on A for the time being. Cadian's 2 wide, 2 hide from Snappy. And off he goes, stack of the B-bomb sites.
2 wide to hide. I like it. Why don't you come up with stuff like that, Henry?
I've been trying. Give me some time.
Okay.
Big fan of rhymes, Dan. Just get your rhyming book.
Yeah, I'll take a rhyming book.
Nice! Onwards and upwards, onwards and upwards. On to the next one.
Now it's anyone's game. It's wide open once again. We'll see a double up setup potentially, change things up in North. We know they've got the potential to do it. Might be thinking about a timeout. Indeed, they will. So, it's so similar to Train. It's pretty unbelievable, really. And huge T-side affair on a CT-sided map from North. And it all starts to go wrong once they switch over. They managed to win the second round for Spy. Think, right, that's it now. They're back in the game. Then they lose to the subsequent 4 Spy from their opponents. And they can't find their footing in the gun rounds at all. 12-10. Optic have found double digits. Config presumably has an AK in store for us at the bottom there. Indeed, he does. No Krieg action for Optic at all. They're not interested.
What is that, do you
to do
think?
with it. Maybe just like not feeling it. Like sure, we can talk about the stats being better all day, but it doesn't feel like an AK. AK to me still feels better. I feel more comfortable with it. And it's just like you haven't played as much of the Krieg, for example. Cadian though opening things up, takes down Yugi finally. An advantage here for North. They had a 5-on-3 before, they couldn't convert though. Let's see whether it's defensive play. Cadian not readdressing the issue. That's probably the right call. There's not a stack in Boiler Room, but there are 2 players. Just playing off each other, using the angles to make things extra awkward for anyone going towards Boiler from the bedroom or the apartments.
Snappy's AK is disgusting. It's disgusting. Will it frag though? Will it frag? They are gonna, well, Config's gonna frag as AZ gone straight away. Really nicely done. Looks like, I don't know that they can retake this.
Nope.
It's pretty much a wrap. They've got a smoke. KGB at least has a smoke to re-smoke CT if required. Flashbangs as well, and back goes north to try another route in somewhere in the distant future.
Well, that's wild, isn't it? Indeed, very particular game of Counter-Strike between these two teams. Heavily favoured to the T sides. 4 CT rounds won in the first half, so far north of 1-1. And Optic are just shy of tying up the scoreline. I don't know what happened there. Nice pre-fire with the footsteps. They could have done with holding on to that. They can still buy around these weapons, however.
Cheeky.
Cheeky. Last few ticks. Well then, they'll spread the wealth. Plenty of money for Optic. That's the worst part of this about this for North, is that even if they do win the one round, there's so much money for Optic that the chances of a reset are pretty good. They can win a round and Optic will have a better buy than them regardless. So they're in a bad situation for a multitude of reasons. The usual exchanges of Molotovs on Banana. See AZ behind the sandbags. He may be forced from his position soon.
So loads of time left here, and they Optic will have Banana again. There's lots of utility here for North still, so they're holding on to that pretty well. I mean, that's sort of the style in which they've decided to play. It's just like play passive, retain that utility, force Optic into a late rounds set piece, and defend it. That said, they have a nice setup on mid at the moment. Whether they'll continue to hold top mid as time ticks, we'll find out shortly. As here comes Optic. This could be where the round is won and lost here for these teams. Cadian edging forwards. You might just find a really good shot. Yes, there it is. Backs away. There's the refrag though. Very good stuff from very responsible Cajun B.
Ooh, bomb down, Dan. And there's a chance here. North surely going to pick this one up. They haven't found a single gun round yet in the second half. About 11-4, but this could still fall apart. Snappy will get them an entrance towards the side, but the smoke saving the CTs right now. But Kiabi, surely this is it now. Got to find this kill. Bomb down again, and he'll get the second. Lovely stuff. 13-11. Nowhere near breaking the bank accounts, I don't think, of the terrorist forces, but still, it's a start. And they managed to keep decent names up as well. 3 alive. So the reset definitely still going to be there, but not as detrimental as it would be. How many players are fully invested? Just the 1 and 2 with Valda. So still a factor, but not as incriminating as it could be. Let's see what happens here. Optic looking to bounce back once again. 4 players to B. That is like, you know what, we're losing this battle so consistently. We'll send 4 players at the very start, win it, and then fall back towards it. It's quite the gamble.
So much utility. It's the utility bin. Ooh, crikey, that was a chunky one. Yugi's gone as well. This is a problem for Optic, and there are more because there's so many players there. How successful has this been?
That's so cool. Why not just send 4 players there? It's unlikely anyone rushes A anyway. And it's a massive battle. It's a contention point at the beginning of every round. Why not get 4 players of utility there and challenge? Start the airstrike with the HEs.
Yeah, it's interesting now because neither team has utility left, really. Couple smokes, couple Molotovs on Optic is good enough. Good enough, I suppose, at this point, but how do you use them? How good are they at adapting mid-round in this way? We'll see. As Cajun B tries to move forwards, finds himself a nice headshot onto Cadian as he opened things up here. 40 seconds, plenty of time, but no life left for Optic. North may have done it. Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly. Well, it is enough. Nico, the last player surviving. Great call. To really challenge that area is becoming a problem. They've got 2 rounds in a row now. They'll keep 4 players up. And Acadian went down. Valda has recovered the AWP. Nico will save his. It all goes a little bit quiet here. Nico won't get any cash, but doesn't actually need it. It's still got 4K in reserve. Could even be dropping an AK for a teammate here. But I'd imagine he'll drop the open by himself.
Well, money's starting to drain for Optic now, and a round win is getting crucial. All of a sudden, North have solved the puzzle, but you can't send forward to Banana every round.
Well, you can. This is not advice.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can send 5 if you really want to.
Yeah.
We'll see the exchange. Throwing suitcases of money at each other in the form of Molotovs, HE grenades, and the like. But maybe Optic have been warded off from an early investment because of all that damage they took in the previous round. So maybe 4 are not even required for North. Smoke grenade is cavernous. It's got a big gap. And Optic will make their way in. There's a pop flash. Now the question is, what will they do once they have cleared this area out? Which they've done now. They've got a minute on the clock. KGB will be lurking towards A.
Certainly will, James. 1 minute, or just beneath it with 50 seconds remaining. P90 for Hazy. You do love to see that. It'll be effective. It should be. It is a fun gun to use. 50 bullets. Lots of run and gun potential with that. Doesn't have the same kill reward. It's pretty much why we don't see it compared to the other SMGs. You get $300 per kill for that weapon. As they make their way towards Arch, the bomb will be making its way there as well. One more round for North to get match point once again. First kill will come through, but not the second. Config fighting back now. Brigade, he's so good in these one-on-one duel situations, but Nico will take him down. Good flashbang from Maisie. The P90 looking effective, and he'll pick up the AK by the looks of things. Oh no, he's staying on it. No, it is. Okay, AK up 3-on-2.
Yugi taking AZ down with the AWP, and that leaves Cadian alone. 1 versus 2. And it seems that Optic may have just done it, although the money is better than it may have been if it did it earlier. And they will have the 3 rounds to catch up on, at least in terms of cash. Can they find success again, North, or is this all Optic now?
So difficult to predict, isn't it, with these two teams? Are we experiencing like the antics of the derby here, or?
Yes, you definitely get strange and weird results when you have 2 teams like this going toe-to-toe. It's difficult to gauge who's the better team, who's playing the mind games better. There's so much going on at once. It's a very personal affair. All of them play with each other at some point, I'm sure.
So as Valdir said, it's important to win this match and matches such as this to establish the pecking order. So let's see whether or not they can salvage this, because they must win by that logic. North are the favorite team on paper, the bigger team, the bigger units, as far as Danish Counter-Strike is concerned. And not much artillery fire going on Banana this time around. Optic will take it for pretty much free. Just a couple grenades utilized late in the round, or later in the round.
That flash was a team flash.
Nice.
Went behind the wall instead of in front of it. But the job is done, so no harm. Learning experience, and that was a cheap one. 3 players in the boiler position. That's a new one. And it could just be what takes North by surprise. In a fun way, it's pretty strong, but as time continues to tick, Cadian will move away. Cajun B not expecting the second player here. Oh, okay, he did get it in the end, just about. Almost an escape. In case of a push, Gade playing around the smoke. Oh my God, he's a reset button today.
That's cool. That's actually quite a cool name, and this could be a cool little procedure for Gade. He gives him the man advantage at least. 3 versus 2. Cadian there to back him up. And now surely this has got to be match point, but it's Config left alive. He has got the bomb and position to get it planted. If anyone was going to pull off this round, it would be him. Incredibly talented. He's got a bit of utility as well. He's got the AK-47, his signature weapon, as they missed the Molotov to push him out of position. He'll nail his and able to focus towards quad. I'd say that has to be his objective right now. As he deploys the flashbangs, needs to take a challenge eventually, otherwise I'll just pincer him in. There's the first kill, nails it now, but the follow-up too strong. Cadian will hit the shot. Nice work from Config just to make that down to a 2 versus 1. Got the plant in, but ultimately it will be North with match point once again. If you are just joining us, the first head-to-head was on Train. North picked it up, but it was a laboured affair. This one is no different after 11-4 start on the T side. But look at the money. This could be where it finishes off, as Kane was the hero. Managed to get that kill, then a couple more as well. Cadian with the last 2 kills. Nice work.
It was 16-12 on the first map. Will we get another 16-12?
Maybe.
Maybe, yes. AWP for Yugi, so there's some significant firepower here for Optic despite the UMPs. We see a boost of any description. The smoke, no. It's a lick of damage from the HE grenade, and Optic continually wanting to work on this banana position. Cadian. Wow, he's been offered up a free kill. So that's the perfect start for North.
Optic, again, with 4 players. If they can do the usual denial of information. Hold on a second, there's a push on banana from the CTs, and the bomb is by the tree, but the CTs will fall back. Barley with the off angle around the pillar, very tough for the T's to deal with, and there's a trade fragger as well. If KGB ventures out here, this could be massive problems for him. Almost got the transfer, but not quite. Yugi having a look, but there is a player Arch as well, and the trades will continue, and there is the match. No time to talk about anything else. 16-12 for North.
That is absolutely true, James. They've done it once again. It's the same scoreline. You can see Heavy hitting frags from Gade. He seems to be just playing so consistently right now. I'm a big fan of his, but unfortunately wasn't quite enough. It will be North running away with it. We're going to see that frags coming through. Remember, it's going to be Cadian looking stellar throughout. Remember, Gade was actually an Optic player, what, like a month and a half ago? He was over there, went to America with them, and now finds himself back in North. That was just alone. It was kind of weird. That wasn't made too much of a big deal of. But Snappy looked great throughout, had some fantastic moments. Remember, Optic actually winning some pistols this time. Still wasn't quite enough. The 11-4 first half was just a bit too powerful. Yugi was pretty decent in this one, I thought. He actually had some really high-impact moments. I called him at the start today, saying I haven't really been impressed with his performance level recently, but that was much better. Actually was quietly impressed with what he was bringing to the table. But Gade, for me, gets the absolute MVP of the game as he continually found frags and kept the pressure on right to the very end. But that's got to be so frustrating for Optic boys. They came close to it, to a massive comeback twice, right?
Yeah.
Still couldn't get over the finish line.
Yeah, that's unlucky for them. I think that was a brutal setup once that first frag came in towards top mid, just the way everybody was laid out. I imagined KGB would try and go for the trade frag, and eventually they were always going to get the checkmate there because they just have the people. And there we go. Unfortunately, Config couldn't do it this time. Unfortunately for Optic, that is. But North, I mean, they're looking, I mean, are we going to see them at LAN? I'm starting to wonder.
I think we might do. I think they're looking decent, but this is significant points on the board. That's a big opposition to get 6 on the board with, so that's excellent for them. I would actually like to see them at the LAN finals. I want to see them at more LANs and see whether they can perform at this level on the big stage. That would be a lot of fun for me. What is going to be fun is we do have more Optic action. They weren't able to get much done in that particular head-to-head, but they play Fnatic next, who are looking quite up and down. So maybe not over for Optic just yet. They can still get 6 more points today. You have to find out if they can do that. After this break, we're a little bit behind schedule, so I'd assume we'll be back quite quickly. We'll see you there.